Hi everyone, welcome to Have You Heard? And it's Moody Tuesday, so it's a Moody Blues Day, and we are revisiting To Our Children's Children. We've only done a couple of songs off this album, and I don't quite know why. Maybe it's a little bit because the songs are, it's a little bit fragmented, aren't they? A lot of the songs kind of move into each other, and you've got on the first side kind of repeats and reprises. So, yeah, it's a little bit more difficult to pick out gems, I suppose, but we are doing Candle of Life today, so we have picked out a gem. So I'm very excited to do that. Yeah, every Tuesday now has become a Moody Blues Day, and I was just going through the catalogue just of the 7 classics first of all, and we've still got about 30 songs to do. So it'll keep us going for a while. And there's a few from the later period that we can dip into as well, I think. But anyway, it's Candle of Life today, from To Our Children's Children, released in November of 1969. And we'll talk a bit more about the album and the song afterwards. Let's put on the trusty headphones first of all. Just a quick reminder to like, and if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. And also a reminder that if you want to share a request, share a song with everybody on the community, there are a couple of options on Buy Me a Coffee now. And we've set up the Patreon, and I just want to say that within the next couple of days there'll be at least 2 song videos on there, 2 that have been blocked by YouTube, so I can now put them onto Patreon. And by the end of the week, I want to have put on an album review. So if anyone has any suggestions about what they would like to see me review an album on Patreon, please let me know in the comments to this particular video. Let's see if we can get a little response there. But back to Moody Blues now. And it's Candle of Life, written, of course, by John Lodge. And there's some interesting news about China in all of this. Some trivia, which we'll talk about afterwards. But firstly, Candle of Life by the Moody Blues.
there for you to see. Take a look and be, burn slowly the candle of light. Something there outside says will. In the hands of time, falling slowly. It's there for us to know, with love that we can go, burn slowly the candle of light.
Okay, that's it. Good, that wasn't so bad. I usually get the transitions completely wrong. Um, what a lovely song, and what a pleasure to listen to it again on headphones. And one of the great things about doing this channel is that I'm hearing all these songs that I love on headphones, which, to be honest, I don't always do. Often just in the living room, on the speakers, or in the car. But here on headphones, it just makes such a difference. And you can just hear the ensemble playing on this particular song. Firstly, a John Lodge song with lead vocals by Justin. Now, that doesn't happen too much, does it, on a Moody Blues song where the writer isn't the lead singer? But here John's providing backing vocals and harmonies to Justin's lovely voice, and he does a really good job singing on John's song here, a song about loneliness and about compassion, and trying to encourage people to try and make friends. You don't have to be alone, I think, is what it's all about. In the context of the whole space race kind of theme of the album, I wonder if it's got anything to do with an astronaut being up there on his or her own. I wonder. But certainly loneliness is the theme. And it's a beautiful song. And again, on the headphones, you start to hear the whole group at its best. Firstly, John Lodge's bass, I keep saying this every week, but is there a more underrated bass player, a more melodic bass player in rock and roll than John Lodge? I can think of perhaps Paul McCartney as being as good. There aren't that many more, not in pop stroke, rock stroke, symphonic, progressive. I don't think there is. Beautiful lines through that whole song, and Graham's drums coming out of the right speaker, the right headphones, and just so subtle, nothing overpowering, just subtle. And on the left you can hear Ray's tambourine. And now Ray hasn't got a lot to do on this song. He doesn't even do much vocals, I don't think. But the tambourine is complementing the drums really, really nicely. Then Justin's guitar is, it sounds mostly acoustic, but there's a little bit of electric towards the end, a bit of strumming, a little bit of rhythm. But I think instrumentally the song is all about Mike Pinder and piano rather than mellotron. The mellotron, of course, is there and provides that lush backdrop, but the piano, the chords, he plays it really well. It's one of the finer examples of Mike's piano playing in the the Magnificent Seven albums, in my opinion. Lovely, lovely song. Now then, yes, China. Ping pong diplomacy. How many of you have heard that? It was a bit of a thing back in the late 60s, early 70s, in Mao Zedong's revolutionary China. This was one of the first albums ever, Western albums, ever to be played in China. And it was taken across by a British table tennis player called Trevor Taylor. And he stopped off in Singapore en route and bought this album. And somehow or another, he managed to get it played. It must have been on Chinese radio. But they'd never heard the Beatles, they'd never heard the Stones, but they got to hear the Moody Blues. And table tennis, of course, being so huge in China, the British government used table tennis as a kind of a bridge to create some kind of a relationship. And the Moody Blues were part of the ping pong diplomacy. It sounds almost unacceptable now, but there we are. This was 1969, 1970. And of course, Apollo, which Apollo? One of the Apollos played it in space. Apollo 15 in 1971 had this on cassette, and they were rocking and rolling out in space to our children's children. I love that. I mean, and so apt, of course. Okay, there we are. It's the Moody Blues for the day. Let me know what you think of the album. What do you think of the song? It's a lovely song, and I think it benefits from having a little bit of a gap. I haven't heard it for a while, so I really enjoyed revisiting it today, coming back and having a listen. And as I say, when you get immersed with the headphones, then it really does sound absolutely remarkable. And what the sleeve notes said on In Search of the Lost Chord, the world's smallest symphony orchestra, it sounds like that on this particular song. It really does. Let me know, please, what you think of the song and the album. Put some comments in below. Like and subscribe if you don't mind, and consider letting me know what album you think you would like me to do on my first album review on Patreon. It'll be interesting to hear what you have to think. And yes, there'll be a couple of song reviews that naughty old YouTube banned. I can put on Patreon, so I'm going to start that ball rolling, if you like, this week. But thanks very much for spending time with me. We love our Moody Blues Tuesday, don't we? And there's plenty of songs still for us to listen to and enjoy over the next few months. So it ain't going to stop anytime soon. But until then, till the next time I see you, which will be tomorrow because we do a video every day, thanks very much for stopping by, and I'll see you soon. Cheers, everybody.